So movies, TV shows, and originals. I would say most of us can look at specific shows and have certain feelings attached to them. What do you feel when I show you this one? Or this one? Or even this one? Whether you think these shows are good or not, you must admit you think at least something about them. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's appreciation, or maybe it's even love. However, sometimes there come shows so horrifically bad, we don't speak of them. We let them sink into black holes where they should remain. But sometimes there are shows so notoriously awful that they remain famous for that one reason and that one reason alone. Today, I want to talk to you about a show so bad that I didn't even want to finish the first season because I got so frustrated. I didn't want to finish this script because I didn't even want anyone else to know this show existed. So go ahead and try to guess what the show is on. Is it on TLC? No. Is it one of those awful Netflix original movies? Nope. Is it a Hulu original? No one watches Hulu originals. God forbid, is it a YouTube Red show? Oh no, I went and dug deep, but I found it. The worst show I've personally ever seen. Let's talk about the Snapchat original, Two Sides. No, this isn't a joke. This isn't when Snapchat makes garbage websites frontline the Discover tab, alright? This is an actual show that actual Snapchat actually made. And I'm going to talk about why I hate this show in a bit, but for now, let's get the plot out of the way. So, generic white teen boy is breaking up with this generic white teen girl. There you go, that's the show. Now, usually in a show or movie, when a couple breaks up, you need to make the audience feel some sort of emotion or to make us care. Usually that's when you can nail romance in a film, and that's why I appreciated La La Land so much despite musicals not really being my thing. The plot of that movie is Maya is an aspiring actress. She meets this guy named Sebastian, an aspiring jazz pianist, and they fall in love and attempt to chase their dreams and support each other the whole time. From the beginning of the movie, they establish that their dreams are what matter to them the most, no matter what it takes. Eventually, these characters have an argument about how chasing your dreams isn't as important as supporting your romantic relationship. They get in a fight, and it's not pretty for sure. They went through a lot of effort to make you care about them breaking up. They fleshed out their characters' motivations and goals. So when those characters reach their goals but aren't with each other, you feel like this isn't the outcome either of them wanted, despite what the whole movie's been telling you. TLDR, they established their characters, fleshed out their relationship, and by the end showed us why we should care that they broke up. Now let's talk about how Two Sides neutered that. We don't even know who these two are, and I'm not kidding. I had to go back through the footage to find their names because I genuinely forgot. So Dumb Chain McGee over here is Jeremy, and the embodiment of every cliche I've ever seen about girls is named Chloe. We also have generic punk girl and not generic punk girl, a character that I'm gonna call bro, fuckboy, and this black kid we're only gonna see for 5 seconds. So usually in a show, we want to give our characters some sort of personality, you know? Avatar The Last Airbender, boom, we already know what we need to know in the first few minutes of the show. Katara wants to be a master in waterbending and is very frustrated that she has to take over as Sokka's parent in a way because of her mom dying. Sokka is her brother and is also a wannabe warrior and non-bender who is a very simple-minded person. Aang clearly has some significance, being all glowy, trapped in an iceberg, and being the last airbender alive. He's also very kind and a very lighthearted person. Zuko is a proud member of the Fire Nation whose goal is to stop at nothing to restore his honor by capturing the Avatar. This is all established in less than half the episode length. So in our first 2 episodes of Two Sides, what happens? What do we learn about our main couple that we're supposed to care about? If you guessed 3 minutes of them dating with a montage with them breaking up while establishing close to nothing about their personalities, you'd be wrong. They take no minutes to establish their relationship. They establish that they're in one and that something is going to happen in the first second of the show. That's like if the first episode of Avatar was the first episode of Avatar in book 3. Okay, so we get told their names, and they meet up and they break up in the first minute. We then learn it's not because he wants to, it's because she's going into Harvard and he doesn't think it'll work out. Which, you know, good for him for having that kind of mindset. We then get this really pathetic display of an argument filled to the brim with bad acting.
Yeah, no, I am
right.
so
Why would I stay
jealous of all the pretentious dicks you're gonna meet. You're gonna fit right in.
Wow, man, seemed like you really didn't want to say that line. Did they have a gun to your head? Okay, so a breakup ensues for two characters we don't give a shit about. The relationship isn't established at all. Like, we don't even know how long they've been dating or what they have in common. We still don't know anything about them. Actually, I lie. We learned one thing.
I know how much you like the Ferris wheel and...
Yeah? Well, you know what? Now I don't. Now I hate the Ferris wheel, so thank you.
Cool. So then we get this dumb montage about them afterwards, which I kind of appreciate, because now I just get a laugh at how dumb these characters are. Like, for one, I love how he's just sitting in a photo booth by himself, just like sad and shit. I don't know why, but I love it. And how she's telling this guy about their breakup. Like, who is he? Does he come back later as comic relief? No, he's just for the funny haha moment. Why didn't you just make him her friend later in the show? I don't know. How this is such a huge stereotype that I see all the fucking time in media. That's right, ladies, if you ever want to get over a guy, do as all girls do and eat it all away. Because that's all that's ever shown, right? That's all every girl deals with it, right? I'm tired of these fucking scenes. Stop using them. He wins this game and he gets this prize of a bear with a heart. Okay. This show is like, aw, look how sad he is now. Like, yeah, we know he didn't want to, and he felt forced to, okay? Quit making it more obvious. Why are you getting mad that kids are bumping into you in bumper carts?
Dude,
Stop hitting me! Stop it!
Like, are you really that fucking stupid? Also, this kid, he can't cry worth shit. Actually, I don't think either of them can. Also, he kept the photos. Like, why didn't you tear them up or something? Then they both get a message about a party and that they'll both be there. And then the episode ends. Wow. Way to make me not want to keep watching this series, guys. The first episode needs to be something special, okay? You need to establish some sort of tension or tone. The only thing the show established is boring characters, a dumb montage, and side characters that basically don't exist. Wait, that's not going to be the whole show, is it? This entire series is nothing but shitty characters, main characters acting stupid, things happening for no reason other than they wanted 10 episodes. So here, I'm going to sum up every episode to show how worthless it all is. Episode 2, she buys this ugly ass sweater and her mom says you won't like it, but she buys it anyway.
Ew.
Way to go, bitch. Also quit being mean to your mom. Generic white boy is just contemplating if he should call her or not. He does, and then generic punk girl who said,
Fine, yes, if it will stop you talking about her, but don't come crying to me when she doesn't answer.
then texted him saying, yeah, don't do that. But he already did it. Aww. Episode 3, white boy gets a piercing and girl goes to the lake with not punk girl. She gets hit on by fuck boy. White boy gets made fun of for getting a piercing by bro, and black kid we only see for 5 seconds. These are those 5 seconds. And then goes to the lake where they have another fight, and where this kid still can't act.
Christ!
Episode 4. Basically, generic female lead gets Tinder with her friend. What's so entertaining about this? Nothing. They just needed a way to get him to find out so that he can think that she moved on. And boom, now they both have dates. Episode 5. They go on dates. Hers sucks and he gets to make out with this punk girl. Why was this a whole episode? Actually, I can't be mad. It showed me this song that I like, but I can't play it because YouTube. Episode 6. Now, actually, why does this exist? Tell me, please. They're just like, hey, we need to talk. She finds out that he kissed another girl, and then they don't meet. Why are you mad? You got a Tinder, didn't you? Episode 7. It's party time. Yeah, remember the party? You don't remember. Don't fucking lie to me. They get ready, and the dates from episode 5 get shoved in there for some drama to happen. Also, he totally cockblocks his friend.
You think I should? Like, what should I say?
I don't know, man. I'm a little busy here.
Like, come on, man. That's not cool. Also, this shot annoys me, but we're gonna get into that later. She dances with this boy, and he's all mad even though he made out with this bitch like 2 episodes ago. And then it ends on this cliffhanger. As if we're supposed to care. Episode 8. They talk, and he's all,
When else are we gonna talk about this? You won't answer any of my calls.
Well, that's what happens when you break up with someone.
yeah, she's right.
Come on, Chloe. You think what's-his-name over there is gonna care about you like I do?
Well, yeah, she saw you kiss another girl. She'd probably think you don't care anymore.
I'm not some video game level that no one can reach.
Wow, who fucking wrote these lines? Alright, so he keeps bugging her because he wants another shot at them together, but I'm thinking, okay, man, I was like, shoot, you got your priorities straight. Like, you know it's not gonna work, but after episode 1, you're just so unlikable. Fuck you, dude. I'm on the white girl side now. The rest of it is just her whining and him being an asshole some more. Who cares? I'm gonna crawl under my desk and cry more. Why do I have to keep watching this show? Episode 9 it's just whatever. Another montage happens, which I think this should have been at the beginning of the series. So we could, start with some sort of establishment. I don't know, I think it'd be kind of smart. He apologizes to this girl, which like, hey, that's good on him. She drops all the stuff that had significance or whatever, and then bam, she blocks him after they sit on their phones for the last chunk of the episode. And don't worry, we're gonna get into that later too. Thank God it's episode 10. She leaves for Harvard and he writes this letter that we never get to see, by the way. And then his friend's like, oh dude, she already left. You better like take off. Then it's 1 minute of them driving because why? He says he loves her and she's like, nah pussy, I got school shit to do. A little more bad acting from the male lead.
I'm gonna miss you so much.
God, I can't get enough of that. And then they drive off. Well guys, that's every episode, so now you don't have to watch this thing, because this thing is not a show. This thing is dog shit. This is not a show. I don't even know what to call it, because this thing fails on being a show completely. Snapchat classifies this as a drama. What the fuck? This isn't a drama, okay? This is a freshman girl's Instagram story. This isn't even close to being interesting. This isn't even as close to being on the same level of interest as Room, or Precious, or fucking Moonlight. This is shit I would hear about from my 14-year-old cousin. So there is this couple, and like her boyfriend like totally dumped her at a carnival. Like, who even are you? That is this whole fucking show. Alright, so let's get the small failures out of the way, okay? Let's look at the first issue. It's on Snapchat. Here's why people use Snapchat outside of sharing nudes. These stupid little article things. Yes, there are people who spend hours on this shit, but to them, it doesn't feel like it, because in a way, it's sort of like bite-sized chunks. If YouTube is a king size, this is definitely a fun-sized candy. However, if you create a show that's meant to be bite-sized chunks, then that's also fine. Adventure Time episodes are pretty short, but not 5 minutes short. You wanna know why else those shows work? Because they're not dramas. You can't make a drama in bite-sized chunks. Dramas have third-dimensional characters that you can't pull off character development in 5 minutes, okay? You just can't. Also, what the fuck are these titles? You have title shots in the show, so why don't you just title them like that? In an age where people are getting sort of immune to clickbait, why would you make them something so easily ignorable? That's like if Stranger Things changed their second episode title from Chapter 2, The Weirdo on Maple Street, something intriguing, to Bald Girl Has Psychic Powers? With a fucking surprised emoji. It's just so stupid. Alright, so now we're gonna get into a bigger issue. The goddamn phones. Ever heard of a little storytelling rule called show don't tell? If not, here, let me throw it up on screen for you. This whole series ignores that shit. Just use the phones. Just use the phones. No subtlety at all. Phones, any thoughts or expressions that can be conveyed through cool scenes or facial expressions, nah, ignore that shit. Just use the phones. We don't have enough skilled actors to do the job, so let's just bing, boom, problem solved. Fuck this. And fuck whoever thought that this is a good idea. If you want a good example of show don't tell, watch something like Under the Skin or The Shining, because this is awful. It makes me feel like they're treating me like I'm so stupid that I can't understand basic human emotions. Now here's the biggest sin this whole thing commits. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they thought it was gonna be something unique or interesting. It's not. It's just awful. Like this shot I mentioned earlier, why were there two different angles? Just keep this one or this one. It's not hard, guys. Or maybe Snapchat should just make shows in full 1080p widescreen, like everyone fucking else. Because this shit isn't pushing any boundaries. It just looks bad. Like, there's only one interesting thing they do, and that's this part. The lights are on her in this part, and the lights are on him in this one. Like, okay, this is kind of cool, messing with the lighting and stuff. I can get behind this. They never do it anything like this again. Because of this format, that's why we get zero character development. Because now characters have to literally stop and do something unrelated so some dumb shit can happen to the other character. Since these two screens are fighting for the spotlight, they now have to cut character development and dialogue time in half. Sometimes there's scenes like this that just kind of throw me off.
To be nerdy. It's a compliment. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
Like, I had to go back and be like, wait, why did that drink spill? It also just looks so fucking stupid. I know I've already said it, but it just looks so messy and chaotic. Like, I just think, which one do I pay attention to during these montages? It's like an amateur did this. It's so stupid. Just extend the episode length and make a normal show. Or better yet, erase this show from the platform. So I guess that's it. There's some more things I could whine about, but after making a 30-minute video, I'm a little exhausted on writing scripts, to be honest. However, if you somehow want to watch this show, then here's a fun drinking game you could play. Take a shot every time there's a montage. Take a shot every time there's bad acting.
Want to take it over her.
Take a sip every time you wonder why did that even need to happen. Trust me, only a sip. Take a shot every time you can't remember a character's name. I bet it'd be fun. Also, I'm not taking responsibility if any of you die from this. However, for me, I'm never going to revisit this thing ever again. Ever. I have no motivation to come back. I don't even have the motivation to watch the whole thing. I had to force myself to. I'm never coming back to this ever again. Ever. Unless there's like a second season or something, then maybe.